Hello guys, today our lesson is forming the quadratic equation whose two roots are known. Let's suppose that we have two roots, L and M. And if you need to form an equation or any quadratic equation, the rule is x squared minus L plus M multiplied by x plus Lm is equal to 0. L plus M is the sum of the two roots, L and M. And Lm is the constant term, which is the product of the two terms. Let's take an example. Form the quadratic equation whose two roots are -2 and 4. Now we know that the roots, the first root is -2 and the second root is 4. How to form the quadratic equation? You know that the quadratic equation is in the form of x squared minus L plus M multiplied by x plus Lm is equal to 0. Remember, before the sum of the two roots, you have negative before the parentheses. So negative multiplied by L plus M times x, and then the product is positive. So we need the plus, or we need the sum of the two roots, and we need the product of the two roots. What is the sum of the two roots? L plus M. L plus M is equal to -2 plus 4 is equal to 2. And the product, which is L times M, is equal to -2 times 4 is equal to -8. Now we can plug in all of these information into the formula or into the quadratic equation. X squared minus L plus M is 2, so it's 2x. And Lm, which is the product, is -8, so -8 is equal to 0. That is the equation. If L and M are two roots of the equation, x squared minus 7x plus 5 is equal to 0, then find the numerical value of L squared M plus M squared L. Now you can factor the equation. You can factor x squared minus 7x plus 5 is equal to 0 and get the two roots, and then plug in the numerical value L squared M, or plug in the expression L squared M plus M squared L. But another solution here to use the sum of the two roots and the multiplication or the product of these two roots. To use the sum and the product, we need the coefficients a, b, and c. A is the coefficient of x squared, which is 1. B is the coefficient of x, which is -7. And c is the constant term, which is 5. So L plus M is equal to -b over a. That is the rule. So it's equal to -b, which is -7, which is 7 divided by a, which is 1. 7 divided by 1 is equal to 7. And the product, Lm, is equal to c over a. That is the rule also. C is 5 and a is 1, so 5 over 1 is equal to 5. Now we have the sum of the two roots and the product of these two roots. But how can you use them in finding the numerical value of L squared M plus M squared L? Here you don't have L and M separately, but what you can do is take out Lm as a common factor, because Lm is in the first term and it's in the second term. So Lm as a common factor. I'm left with L, because L squared M divided by Lm, you have L here, plus M squared L divided by Lm, it's M. So Lm multiplied by L plus M. What is Lm? Yeah, Lm is the product of the two roots, which is 5. And what is L plus M? Yeah, L plus M is the sum of the two roots, which is 7. So 5 times 7 is equal to 35. So the numerical value is equal to 35. One over L, 1 over M are the two roots of the equation x squared minus 3x plus 1 is equal to 0. Form the equation whose roots are Lm minus 7 and L plus M plus 3. You remember, to form the equation, you will use x squared minus L plus M multiplied by x, and then plus L times M is equal to 0. But here, you need to get the sum of these two roots of the required equation and the product of them. But here, you don't have L and M. So we can get L and M from the given equation. So here in the first equation, x squared minus 3x plus 1 is equal to 0. If we need the sum of the two roots, Remember that the first root is 1 over L and the second root is 1 over M. So the first rule is the sum. 1 over L plus 1 over M is equal to, the rule is equal to negative B over A. So we need A, B, and C from the given equation. A is equal to 1, the coefficient of x squared. B is equal to negative 3, the coefficient of x. And C is the constant term, which is 1. So plug in. Negative B over A, negative 3, which is 3, divided by A, which is 1. 3 over 1 is equal to 3. Now, go back to the left-hand side. Just make a little bit change because it's not in the simplest form. How can we simplify it? By use the cross product. L times M is Lm in the denominator, and then 1 times M is M, and then 1 times L is L. So M plus L divided by Lm is equal to 3 on the right-hand side. Now, that's enough for the first rule. Now, we can go to the second rule, which is the product of the two roots. 1 over L times 1 over M is equal to, the rule is equal to C over A. C is 1 divided by A, which is 1 also, so it's equal to 1. Now here, in the left-hand side, we will change a little bit because it's not in the simplest form too. So 1 times 1 is 1, and L times M is Lm is equal to the right-hand side, which is 1. Now here you can simplify more, because 1 means 1 over 1. So Lm times 1, which is Lm, and 1 times 1, which is 1. So Lm is equal to 1. Now, you have the product, but so far, you don't have M plus L or L plus M. So go back to the first equation and substitute Lm with 1. So L plus M divided by Lm, which is 1, from the second equation, is equal to 3. Use the cross product. L plus M times 1 is L plus M is equal to 1 times 3, which is 3. Now we have L plus M and L times M. All right. Now, to form the equation from these two roots, Lm minus 7 and L plus M plus 3, you can get the sum of these two roots and the product of them. So we need Lm minus 7 plus L plus M plus 3 to get the sum. Now we have Lm, which is 1, minus 7 plus L plus M, which is 3, and then plus 3 also. 1 minus 7 is negative 6, and then plus 6 is equal to 0. So the sum of these two roots is equal to 0. Now, secondly, we need the product of these two roots, Lm minus 7 multiplied by L plus M plus 3. You know that Lm is equal to 1. So substitute Lm with 1 minus 7 multiplied by L plus M, which is 3, and then plus 3. So it's equal to 1 minus 7 is equal to negative 6 multiplied by 3 plus 3, which is 6. Negative 6 times 6 is equal to negative 36. Now, to form the equation, you know the sum and you know the product. X squared minus the sum, which is 0, x, plus the product, which is negative 36, is equal to 0. But you know that 0x means nothing, so you can delete it. So x squared, and then go directly to the third term, which is negative 36 is equal to 0. That is the equation.